Hey, welcome back. Welcome back. Thanks for checking in, guys. It's been a minute since I did a live podcast here, and I wanted to just get something going today. So, the subject of today's video is I've come up with a pretty cool concept, or I've found through another resource a great concept of how to move forward through all the crazy news cycles, all the political turmoil, and everything, and stop allowing this to take away productive time and energy that we could be using for something way more valuable for ourselves or for the world. So, something I realized through all the craziness a few years back, definitely a place I was in, and I bet a lot of us, you were probably there too, maybe, hopefully not, um, was I spent too much time online, upset, with a bottle in my hand, arguing with people, and not a single ounce of that energy or a second of that time actually produced anything. I didn't change anybody's minds about anything. I didn't bring anything positive into the world. I didn't make myself happier or healthier. And now we're coming into another political season, another election season. So, something that I've gotten into as I've really begun this journey to, develop myself into a person that can bring real positive, good messages, change, and value into the world. Um, I realize how much of my time, energy, emotions, and passion have gone into things that I can't change, but my time and energy and emotions still go into those. And at the same time, those resources could be moving me towards creating content, towards getting healthier, towards helping the community in one way or another. That time, that energy, those emotions, they're so terribly valuable. And it's so easy to get caught up in that trap of, you know, allowing the news, the politics, the powers that be who benefit from our anxiety and frustration and bickering, to allow that to really inundate us and take over. And again, it's we're not putting anything good into the world. If I'd say, if at the best case, it's a moot point, nothing's being produced, but more likely, our energy and time is actually going into something destructive. We're actually diminishing relationships between our neighbors, between family members, between others who might think different than us, but we all have good hearts and a good direction we want to go. We just might have dramatically different ideas of how to achieve probably the same thing in many cases. Well, I've gotten into stoicism. Um, I won't get real deep into the concept here, but basically, the a big part of it is we all have the ability to choose how we respond to things, but we can't control what happens to us. We just control how we react. And I can tell you that I've got a vision. I'm on a mission. I'm creating content every day. It's not getting posted every single day because I'm editing and shooting, but you can tell my content's coming out constantly. I've got a message, I've got a voice, I've got a concept, I've got passion, I've got drive, and these things are so important to me. This is my future. I'm not young anymore, and I've got an amazing toolbox of skills that don't easily fit into any other employer's box. I have more to offer myself and the world, not working for anybody else, than I know trying to cherry pick little bits and pieces of what I do and then follow somebody else's directions and disregard most of it. So I want to make sure that my time and my energy count for myself and for the world. And so as I'd gotten into stoicism, probably the the resource that I am the most familiar with is called The Daily Stoic. He's got books out, he does a podcast, and he had said something really interesting the other day that, I've already been on this path, but it just hit at home. I was like, all right, this is what I'm going to proactively do about my relationship to current events and politics in today. So my background is broadcast journalism. I've grown up always believing that being informed is extremely important. But now what we're getting called information is political rhetoric, it's social engineering. It all is about getting me to think or act a certain way to benefit some other private or corporate or political or religious or personal interest of somebody else. They're just trying to get something from me. They're not giving me anything. They're trying to get something from me with all this negative crap, trying to get me on their side. I got to be on this team and be against that team. And oh, what a joke. So, I say this over and over again. Politicians are not rock stars. Political parties are not sports teams, but that's exactly how we've chosen to treat them and view them in America. And I do not believe this is productive or in the best interests of our country, our future, or democracy. So the Daily Stoic said this great thing. He said, you know what you can do about politics? You can literally just choose to have no opinion. Just keep on keeping on. And with me having such a high value of my time, my energy, my emotions, my creativity, my passion, why do I want to take away from all the things where I can actually produce a real result for myself and for the world, and stop, take away from pursuing purpose and vision and dreams and things that make me feel wonderful on a daily basis and make it worth getting through hardships and discomforts and struggles and overcoming? Why would I want to take my time, my energy, my creativity, my emotions away from that to put it into something that's being repeated over and over again in the news and get myself all riled up and go and start repeating that to my buddies and blah, blah. Oh, dude, what a waste, man. I got way too much to bring into this world. I do not want to put another second of my time or energy into any of this political bickering at all. Like, in my life, I'm done with it. I'm done. I'm done with these parties. I'm done with the news. I'm done with it all. And here's what I'm doing about it. I absolutely positively refuse to watch the news. The same way I refuse to pick up the bottle. I'm done with alcohol. I'm done with the news. Now, who knows? Maybe I'll get some weird form of current events here, there, every once in a while. It's kind of hard to get away from it. But like when my news feed scrolls, or when my feed has news come through it, and even when I have that reaction, that habit of wanting to click on it, I make sure no matter what, I'm like, nope, that's as bad as drinking alcohol for an alcoholic. That's that's heroin to a heroin addict. Let's just keep that crap out of my life, because when I take away all my time, energy, and emotions from something that's valuable and can produce real good and as part of a long-term path to influence the world in a positive way and do good, positive things for myself, when I take time away from that and put it into getting angry about politics and news and all that stuff, I've literally harmed my own outcomes in life. I've literally harmed the potential of all the good that I can bring into the world. And so you hear people talk about, oh, it's important to be informed and blah, blah, blah. Maybe so. I come from a background where that's the drum everybody's beating, but I've also become really conscious of what we call opportunity cost. And I think the opportunity cost is too high to put my time, energy, and emotions into being informed about politics in 2024. Now, I just want to keep moving forward on my path towards self-reliance, towards freedom, towards developing this brand. And, I'm doing pretty interesting things. Look at this. I'm in the back of a Chevy Suburban that I can go anywhere in. I can live anywhere in. It's 4-wheel drive with a lift. I've got Wi-Fi. I've got a brand new engine and transmission. I've dedicated every bit of my life and everything to this. And I don't want to take away from this, so I can be watching CNN or Fox News or anybody else and just let them get in my head and take away from what I'm doing right here and right now. So I hope you take this into consideration because it feels pretty darn liberating when people try to bring up politics, and I'm just like, "Yep, I'm done. I quit politics just like I quit alcohol. Not interested. I don't care." I might agree with you. I might be 100% in agreement with you. I'm still not interested in having this conversation with you. And it has freed up a lot more emotions. I've reduced anxiety. Man, what a stupid thing to get ourselves anxious about, sitting around watching all this crap on the news and then getting riled up about it and then yelling at people and yelling online and getting in fights with family and friends and sitting around and talking about it more with the friends that we agree with. And it just, what a joke. And where I came from in my hometown in Wichita, Kansas, there's pretty much nothing to do there except for work for somebody else, consume stuff, watch sports, and talk about politics. And so that is the culture of that place, stuffing horribly unhealthy stuff into people's faces, not working out. I guarantee we're heavily on the high side of unhealthy versus healthy on the spectrum back there. It one of the many reasons I can only visit home for a while before it really starts to affect me negatively, and I have to get out of there because at least it wasn't bad in Colorado, and I wasn't looking for it. It was still there. And I was more involved in it now, and now I'm out here in California, and I'm not looking for politics at all. I don't think I've seen a single political bumper sticker since I've been out here. I haven't seen a political billboard. I don't think there's anything else that's printed out in public eyesight in Wichita, Kansas, except for political bumper stickers and billboards. Like, I think everybody forgot to advertise anything except their politics and their religion related to their politics there. And I'm not telling anybody that they should be political or think or do things on their side or not. Actually, yeah, you know what? I think you should go like me and just kind of blow it all off and be happy. But oh man, it makes me sad when I go home and I've started to really see the light and find the light that there's so much good that can be brought into the world by every single person, and our time and energy really can be such a positive, good influence if we start thinking about the basics of what's actually right, of what's actually kind, and not what gets us triggered and who's our favorite talking head. And, for me, this might not make sense to a lot of people yet, but I'm developing my voice now. I am creating my brand. I'm creating the ability for me to actually be able to positively influence the world in ways that I believe are, you know, widely applicable and not just don't just fit into this party or that party or this interest or that or this religion or that lack of religion or not. I've given up everything and risked everything to develop my brand and my voice so that over the years, after I've done this hard work in the beginning where I'm out here traveling and living in this crazy little 4x4 production studio out in beautiful places, just barely making it by at times, but doing it with a real sense of intention and purpose. And this is all to build up my voice and my brand so that I can bring more positive, good concepts into the world. And if this clicks with one person at any time ever, and they're like, "Oh yeah, wait, I could just choose not to have any emotion, any opinion about politics, and go on with my way and do things that are way more valuable with my time and energy," that means I've actually made a positive change in the world. And imagine if I can actually bring concepts like that to the masses, and imagine if more people realize that as they put time and passion and energy into their health and their fitness and pursuing their goals and getting away from the things that pollute our mindsets like politics over the years and throughout my life, I can really have an actual positive impact on the world. And just imagine over a decade or two or three, if I keep going at this, And if I take every bit of time and energy that I would have put into watching news and being upset about politics and put that into developing and creating my voice and my brand and bringing good vibes and good concepts into the world, I literally can do something throughout my life that will affect the world in a positive way, that will help me treat my neighbors kindly, will help me continue to develop kindness and virtue and forgiveness and compassion for those who haven't found this mindset yet, or maybe aren't able to evolve to this point. So, as we get into more and more crazy political stuff over the next, look, I don't even know how far it is until election day. Yeah, I'm going to go vote. I'm not going to vote for either of the candidates, either of the mainstream candidates. I'm still going to vote. My vote's going to be a big middle finger to the system this time. But until then, I'm about a week before it's time to submit my ballot or go to the voting booth, or however I do it this year. I'm going to make sure that I've done research, deep research on every single vote that I cast, or I'm not going to cast that vote. And that research is not going to be anything that has to do with talking heads or politically motivated or socially motivated stuff. I'm going to do my absolute best to gather details, facts, data, and information, especially on the local and regional elections, where that information is out there. And sure, it might be a bit tainted. That's one nice thing about coming from a background of journalism. I'm at least a little bit better at realizing the some of the potential influences for the resources I go to. So I'm not going to keep yapping a whole lot longer about this one. Just take this idea to mind. Really, really try, man. Try turning off the news. Swear off the news for a month. Just absolutely refuse to talk politics. Sometimes it takes a little bit of boldness, because people get going and they won't let you get a word in edgewise, and you sit there and you're and you're smiling and nodding. And I'm getting to the point now in life where I don't care if I hurt your feelings, because you are polluting my aura with your political and social news and your crap. That you're literally assaulting my space with your crap that I don't want in it. So I'm getting a lot better at telling people, hey, there's a chance I totally agree with you, and I absolutely do not care to talk about this at all. Sometimes I just have to walk away too. Just, hey, good day. Especially, who cares about a random person I'm never going to talk to again? They come up and they start talking to me about politics. Are you kidding me? Dude, stop wasting my time and energy. This is too valuable. You're not even worth my time and energy in the first place. I got things to do with my life. Get the hell away with me. Get the hell away from me with your politics and any of your spirituality that you need to force upon me. I'm glad that you found your way. I'm not saying you're wrong. You aren't welcome in my space. You are not welcome in my space. Leave me the hell alone. But as negative as that little part of the message might have sounded, I think it's actually very positive if you can take this on, because guess what happens when I can assertively be like, nope, keep your politics, keep your news, keep your stuff out of my space. I go right back to being happy and being productive as soon as I'm done shutting that down. So as we come into political season in 2024, guys, remember the golden rule. Not just the golden rule that fits within the confines of the politics or our variation of the religion that most resonates with what we personally believe, but just how do we be kind and not judgmental and forgiving of others? Because if you are religious, then there's somebody out there whose job is to make those judgments. It's not your job to condemn anybody, to say you're not doing things right, so you can't be a part of this. You're bad, you're going to hell. You don't. And guess what? That's time and energy and passion and emotion that you're wasting making a judgment, when you could be taking that time and energy and passion and going and doing something positive for your community or for your environment or for yourself. So be selfish with your time and energy and don't waste it on stupid politics. Don't let it get to you. So that's my challenge. I hope some of you guys can follow along with this, because just like me quitting drinking, let's see, I'm over 7 months in now, and I had made a 6 month commitment that I stretched out to a year. I already know I'm 100% done. I'm just waiting to hit that year point so I can make the video of being completely finished with alcohol. And I have been able to use that same same abstinence, same strength of abstinence to abstain from all fried foods, all bleached and processed white flours, almost anything that's not either a form of protein or an unprocessed fruit or vegetable. And that's the great this thing. You start to, okay, well, now I learned how to not drink alcohol, and now I learned how to not eat crap, now I learned how to not consume a whole bunch of stupid politics on TV and get myself all riled up for no reason, or get into the political stuff. I click that I don't want to see things like this on all my different social feeds, so the algorithms are learning more and more that, like, keep that political stuff out of my aura. um I'd rather put that time into learning how to utilize AI in the future, not arguing over about political stuff that they're just going to keep ramming down our throats and do what they want to do anyways. So, guys, have an awesome day. Hang in through all this crazy political stuff, and do yourself the best favor you possibly can, and just don't let it into your mind anymore. Not any more than possible. Don't let it into your mind. Avoid it like the plague. Avoid it like we avoided a dude coughing early in 2020. Love you guys. Remember to check out the adventure videos playlist. That's what this whole channel is about. A lot of more cool things coming. I don't know if it's going to take me 2 weeks, 2 months, 2 years, or 10, but I will have a brand. I will have a voice, and I make a lot of cool stuff. Better than most of the content out there. You just don't know it yet. Check out my adventure videos. You'll see. Love you guys. Peace out.